Thank you for watching today's Market Snapshot. There's a couple of situations going on at the moment actually, one with the British pound, one with gold and silver, so I'll cover those one at a time. With the British pound, I'm going to show you a chart in a minute. There's basically a bullish engulfing candlestick happening with the pound as of yesterday on the daily chart. That conflicts somewhat with some slightly soft economic data. We'd mentioned in yesterday's video that the other half of the equation on higher inflation was the wage data, and actually wages have softened quite significantly. It's still growing at 1.7% year over year, but down from 2%, which was the expectation. So obviously that gap between wages on the one hand and inflation on the other hand widening means a squeeze in the cost of living. So the pound has dropped a bit, potentially keeping this pattern still alive. On the other hand, we have gold. Now, obviously, gold has become one of the best moving markets for the days when the Federal Reserve sets interest rates. So the Fed is setting rates later today, widely expected to raise rates, but the big question mark is, do they do the same again in September, and what's the plan with the balance sheet? So it will be those latter two factors which determine what the Fed, what the dollar does, and then as a result of that, what gold does. But as this chart is setting up at the moment, some potential here for a push higher in gold and indeed silver. So here is this chart for the British pound. This is the cable rate, so the pound against the dollar, obviously. And here is the bullish engulfing candlestick on the daily chart I was referring to. It's happened right at this 126.50 level. Honestly, I had 126, a round number, down as a support before, but nonetheless, this is a figure that could be significant for the market. It's kind of the mid-range of these peaks that capped the market in our range at the latter half of last year and the first half of this year. So certainly a potential significant support level, and we've seen a big pattern off it. Now, after this soft data this morning, we've seen a drop back from 128. So this is a bit of a tricky one because we've got a bullish engulfing candle, but it's heading right into resistance, not a particularly high probability setup. What does look a bit better and still could pan out is the kind of matching pattern on the euro sterling chart, where we had a bearish engulfing euro sterling pattern. So again, sterling breaking to the top side, but that's happened, if I pull the chart out a bit, right at the 0.8850 level. So a big area of resistance has seen a big pattern happen from it. So perhaps still this gives us, this weaker data perhaps gives us an opportunity to look at this market from inside the bearish engulfing candle rather than right at the bottom of it. And then last but not least, let's just take a quick look at gold. Basically, we've had a decent reversal off this sort of 112.55 kind of area, which was support previously. And if I move this line out the way, you can see it's also the 50-day moving average. So potential here for a sort of morning star pattern to break out to the top side and end this correction in gold, at least in the short term. And supporting that thesis is silver, which is rebounding off a sort of 1670 to 80 kind of zone. Pushed a little bit past it, but reacting quite positively to the top side today at least. So obviously this candle is not completed yet. So, but still some signs of positivity off that support. So thanks again for watching the snapshot video. We're looking at the pound following this the week wage data today, and we're looking ahead to the Fed meeting later today. Fed, of course, setting interest rates at 2:15 London time, and the question there is what will gold do? There's a potential bounce in gold and silver taking place. So a bullish setup potentially. Obviously, it all depends on how the Fed play the meeting. All right, thanks for watching, and of course, if you enjoy these videos, follow us on social media. Follow LCG on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.